Hello and welcome back to Game Brigade. I'm your host Brian, and on this show we do reviews, previews, playthroughs, and have conversations about your favorite board games. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Today on the show we'll be covering the Should You Back It on Vindication. This is a game that I've been eyeballing for about a month now. I've been looking forward to this coming live on Kickstarter, so I'm glad to go ahead and bring this to you. So let's get going there. But before we get too far, we do have the second giveaway that we're doing for the Oathsworn $99 pledge level. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned for the secret word. All right, let's go ahead and get to Vindication. Okay, so right now we're at 19 days left to go in the campaign. We're at 4,215 backers, and we're just shy of the $300,000 mark. This is a game, Vindication is a Euro-based like game with narrative elements in it. Very much a cube pusher style game where you are going to be taking your character, trying to get relics and artifacts and monsters and traits to bring your character back and obviously have some sort of vindication because they have lost their honor. This game, the original game for this one, has been highly rated. I have not played Vindication. This is a game that I've missed both times it's come to Kickstarter. Actually, it's been at Kickstarter a few times, but it changed names. But I missed it on the initial main launches and been eyeballing it for about 6 months now as a game that I was potentially wanting to get, but I had some mixed feelings on it. But now that it's got another expansion, that kind of intrigues me because if you know me, if you know the kind of games that I like narrative-based games, I like storyline-based games. And so Vindication was a Euro game that promised to have, a story element into it or have a theme into it, unlike most Euro games, which is pushing resources and trading resources in a medieval village or something like that. So Euro games have a hard time sometimes implementing their theme into the gameplay experience, and this one was supposed to do that. And unfortunately, from the reviews that I've seen in the base game, the theme wasn't very apparent. But not to detract from the gameplay, because the gameplay was a great puzzle game where people were trying to find the best way in kind of an open gameplay to get to the end game goals that they've chosen there for how you want to build your character up. On the other hand, though, I have heard complaints that this game can be luck based in the terms of what starting traits or companions you get, and can determine what kind of path you should take, which is the most optimal path. And as a gamer, I do tend to try to optimize my games or turns. It's just who I've been as a gamer through the years. So there's been, pluses and minuses to that. So this expansion, the Chronicles expansion, was kind of a promise to repair or redo the narrative expansion experience. So this was a let's see if we can make your turns or your actions have a little bit more substance to them and mean something to them. So you're going to be customizing your character's journey through this path, and you're going to have some multiple situations you're going to have to respond to and interact with. And so that's the idea of this game. Overall, Vindication has also been an overly produced and expensive game historically for somewhat of the components that you're going to be getting. So let's go ahead and actually scroll down to the base game. So the base game here, it comes with a lot of great stuff. You've got the game tray system, which I love game trays. Every game that's implemented some sort of storage solution for one character boards so that you can have each board have their already preset stuff set up, as well as token trays and whatnot. It is incredibly helpful and increases the speed of gameplay setup. This game, I've been told, has like a 5 to 10 minute from unboxing to gameplay setup time, which is unheard of. So if you're looking for a game that's got a great quick setup to get straight to the table that doesn't have a dominating table space, this might be a good option for that. So overall, you have these cards, which are kind of unique shaped cards. You've got some tiles, some mount tiles and whatnot. overall, this looks right here like a pretty average Euro-based game with resources until you get to some of this more higher upgraded stuff. The custom engraved dice, you got the metal tokens and medallions, a little bit more primo here. Kind of reminds me of other games like the Moonrakers game that we've covered recently, which was also very highly produced, also used that 3mm blackboard for their cardboard. These guys did the same. They said, we want to take our game and we want to make it a deluxe copy pretty much from the get-go. So this originally launched, I believe, at $59 on the first Kickstarter, then $79. The base pledge is now $89, I believe, for the base game. Yeah, $89 for the orange tier. So obviously, the game has gone exponentially up each Kickstarter release, although you're not getting anything more than what was already released. So that's something to take a look at. Now, the bonus content is where we get into the question of the overproduced and unneeded items. I want you to take a look at these incredibly beautiful minis. When I saw these minis, especially this Myth and Wonders expansion, they are incredible looking. But from every reviewer and photo of a board game state I've seen, no one's using minis. And I've seen several people say the minis are completely pointless. And so all they do is add bloat in size to the box and increase the cost of the game overall. And I feel like this was a design decision because Kickstarter, unfortunately, have games that hit Kickstarter, especially when they're new, have a hard time succeeding without minis. I do love these minis. I think the designs are incredible. But when I'm watching people's gameplay and they're choosing not to use the minis, it makes me wonder what's the point, and if having a token-based game without this bonus content would be interesting, and what would the cost difference be? But with the bonus content, you're getting still quite a bit. You're getting the Myth and Wonders expansion. You're getting the Pet Menagerie exotic cards. You're getting the Secret Quest Temple expansion. You're getting a lot of stuff here. So for $89 for the amount of components you're getting, I think this is a great price as of right now. Before this video, I decided to do some quick searching to see if any of my local stores had Vindication available still, or if I could find it on retail. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything reasonably priced. You found a reseller on Walmart for $150. eBay has some pricing, but generally it was more expensive right now to pick this up. So that's to take note. Now you can go to Board Game Co. or the Board Game Co. You can go to Board Game Geek and check out the geek section there and see if there's anything for sale or trade there. I always recommend doing that for people who are looking for a base game, and maybe you can get that cheaper than having to go through Kickstarter. But it is worth noting that everything that I saw in retail for new was sold out. So what is in the main game that we're looking at right now? Chronicles. For $29, it's a great little price for an expansion pack. You're going to be getting this character journey tray, which basically is going to help you decide, your path that you're going to be taking with your legendary journey, as well as some of these additional cards. I am really excited for the implementation of choice decision making and options in terms of option 1, option 2. It's not like very complicated addition to the game, but I think it can add enough that I'm interested in getting this. So this is one that I'm heavily watching. I would like to get more people's feedback in terms of what is needed in this one, because the third tier, the green pledge tier for $229, is basically the all-in. It has free shipping in the US, which is incredible. And if you are international, they will be giving you a credit up to $40. Some of them you get free credit and like $6 towards VAT. Some give you $10 towards VAT. But they're trying their best to reduce the cost of shipping if you go green tier, which green tier is basically everything. You get the Ultimate Vindication bundle, which gets you the base game, the Heroes, Leaders and Alliances, and the Chronicles expansion. For reviews that I've read online, people have said that Heroes and Alliances, which gives you these special bonus powers down here, have been a nice addition, but could take it or leave it. And a lot of people said that while they do enjoy the variety of the cards they wanted more tiles, they wanted more cards, and these abilities weren't as exciting or powerful and sometimes used once or maybe never used at all in a game. And so people are saying that this one could easily be skipped if you were looking to save $30. So take that as a note, because this is obviously an all-in pledge, and it's included in this bundle cost. Now then we have the Chronicles expansion, which you've already talked about. But then we come down here and we have all of the promotional items and Worldbox Odyssey components. The Worldbox Odyssey includes the neoprene game mat, which looks really good. And you know me, guys, I'm a neoprene game mat collector. I love playmats. So this is what I was looking at. But then, of course, you're getting more minis and a bunch of promotional items from each Kickstarter. So if you miss any of the additional Kickstarters or anything like that, you can get these community packs that are included in that. So the total cost for this green pledge is a little steep, but I do appreciate that they are saying, you know, if you're in the US or anywhere, in fact, I have the chart here so you can see here, but you can't see, unfortunately, on this, the countries on because of the crop that I have. So unfortunately, if you want to see it, you're going to have to check out the actual Kickstarter page, but they do have a pretty good breakdown of the total shipping. But if you do green tier, it is included for US backers. So the final thing is add-ons. So let's say, and this is something I was considering. So if I was going to back this right now, I would probably be getting the Orange tier Vindication base game, because obviously you need the base game to play. But I would be looking at the extras and say, okay, well, I'll probably pick up the Leaders and Alliances, or not the Leaders expansion. I'll probably be picking up the Chronicles expansion, and then I would be looking to pick and choose which of these promo packs most aligns towards what I would want. So maybe $40 for the Odyssey box, which comes with the playmat. I mean, remember, playmats are generally on average $30. So for $9, we're getting all the additional content. That's how I would view that. This is a one-sided playmat, it looks like. And I believe the included board game is two-sided, if I remember right. But what I was, to keep on track here, what I would probably do if I were to recommend someone, if you weren't willing to pay this, $230 all-in cost, I would really recommend and say, what kind of add-ons can I do? What kind of breakdown would be the best, most efficient? Because I really don't know if I want the Leaders and Alliances expansions, and I don't know if I necessarily want all these promo packs or these, upgrade tokens. So I would heavily suggest someone to really break down through the add-on section here what your costs would be, and then take that, including shipping, and see where you come out and closer to this. Because I think overall, if I were to recommend someone, I think that's what I would do. I'd try to see if where the cost breakdown breaks in. So overall, we're gonna go and zoom back up to the top, and actually we'll just fade back to me. We'll bring it back. So overall, I think Vindication is a safe back. I would say I would recommend backing it if you're into this style of game. If you're looking for a quick, easy, medium weight game with minimal player interaction, it's almost like a multiplayer solitaire cube pusher game. If you're with minimal player interaction, there is some form of area control where you can take control of tiles, but it doesn't necessarily prevent your opponents from moving to those tiles. You just get victory points for doing so. The weight complexity of the game is fairly light. Overall length of the game is about 60 minutes or 30 minutes per player, but I've been told between 60 and 90 minutes on average for a gameplay. Most people, when they get to the end game, are trying to figure out a way to trigger the end game triggers to end the game to try to win the game. So overall, I do think this is a safe back. I think if this is a game that interests you, if what I just rattled off sounds like something you would be inclined on getting, definitely check this game out. I recommend, again, though, deciding which tier obviously fits you. A lot of people have said that the base game by itself is fine, in that they have all these modules, they have all these expansions, and they don't want to include them because the base game is just a good enough game. The Chronicles expansion adds something enough for me as a player to take a look at. But, everyone's different in terms of their taste and what they're looking for in a game. So I recommend checking that out. So I will wrap this up for Vindication. If you are still here for the Oathsworn giveaway, thank you for staying and hanging out. So real quick rundown, we're doing an Oathsworn giveaway. Basically, we're going to be giving away a copy of Oathsworn, the $99 pledge level. The same rules as the last giveaway did. This could be totally international, so if you're not in US, it's okay. You can be international. And you can also already have backed Oathsworn to win this giveaway, because they'll give you a credit back for your pledge. So that sounds like a great deal for someone who's already invested in this game. All you have to do to get into the entry is leave a comment down below with hashtag Vindication somewhere in your comment, and then tell me about this game Vindication and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you're going to be backing it or if this is something that you have considered. I would love to know more. The final rule is you have to be a subscriber to our channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you know exactly when I post. We post on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, so make sure you're looking for those. Again, thank you everyone who has watched the show. I really appreciate everyone who supported the channel up to now. Thank you for everything. I will see you on Monday.